What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordan and I'm a first year medical student in the state of New Jersey. Today is Monday of my last week of renal, which means it is my last week of class as an M1. It honestly doesn't feel real that we're so close to the end, especially with everyone just focused on our exam next week, which is really the last hurdle. We actually didn't have class today because it is Juneteenth, so today was just a pretty chill and productive day. The only downside to that is we kind of have to make up for it tomorrow because we have 4 lectures. So that is going to be pretty tough. As I mentioned, this is our last week of renal, so we are really deep into different pathologies. This week we're learning about kidney stones, kidney tumors, kidney failure, and some other really important topics. Alright, that's going to do it for right now because I have to go prep for those 4 lectures tomorrow. Alright, so it is Wednesday afternoon, and I just got home from school. Today was pretty chill. We started a little late at 9 o'clock, and we had a lecture on physician advocacy where we had a panel of a bunch of physicians. I always like when we have physician panels because it shows you the different sorts of things that you can do with your career as a physician. One of the doctors always goes to DC to lobby on the Hill, talk to different senators about different legislation, and one of the other doctors was actually on Dr. Oz. The gist of the lecture and the panel was to show us the different things that we can do to advocate for our patients. As doctors, we have a certain expertise and we see firsthand the struggles people face in our healthcare system. While our main job is to take care of the patient in front of us, sometimes you want to work upstream to help more patients. You might think that a particular hospital policy or legislation is harmful to physicians or patients, and you might want to change it. After that lecture and panel, we had a small group to sort of debrief on everything and prep a little for next year. We have a longitudinal course called Human Dimension, where we learn about the non-science parts of being a doctor. So in this class, we'll have panels like we had this morning, talk about social determinants of health, health insurance, all that kind of stuff. One aspect of Human Dimension is having a community health project where we are partnered with some organization or school in the community. And throughout our first year, we start an initiative or hold an event to promote health and well-being. During the second week of orientation for our next cohort, which is probably in about a month from now, we hold a symposium where all 21 groups from my cohort present their community health project. Usually members from all the organizations are there, and we also get to present to the new students. So it's a way to showcase and celebrate what we accomplished throughout the year, as well as sort of prep the new students of what is expected of them. Another thing we get to do is run a small group for the new students who are partnered with the same organization that we worked with. So that's another way to answer some questions they might have about the upcoming year and just build connections with a new cohort. So that's all very exciting and something to look forward to once we come back from break. Alright, so it is actually Monday morning. This weekend has been crazy and I didn't finish studying last night until like 11:30. So I just decided to wrap up the video in the morning. So Thursday and Friday were pretty uneventful, just wrapped up the last few lectures of my first year of medical school. It's very weird to say. This is going to be a pretty tough week though. Our school does 4 block OSCEs throughout our curriculum, which is essentially just a more intense OSCE where you have to integrate everything that you've learned until that point. Usually our OSCEs are very specific to the class that we just completed, but for block OSCEs, everything is fair game. So this is our first block OSCE in our curriculum, and then we'll have one right before we start rotations in November, another one halfway through rotations, and then our last one will be right as we finish rotations. So I have part of my block OSCE later today, actually around 3 o'clock, where I'll see 2 standardized patients and write full notes on them. Then on Wednesday, I have 2 high fidelity simulations where I'll be working with this high-tech mannequin in an emergency room setting, and I'll have 10 minutes to assess and treat the patient. And then Thursday is our actual written exam, which is going to be like 4.5 hours long. Then the last hurdle between us and our summer break is a practice step 1 exam on Friday. I believe every school has to take these. They're called like CBSEs, or Comprehensive Basic Science Exam. And they're not graded, it's just a way to test where you're at currently. And we really have to take the score with a grain of salt because my school hasn't done GI, neuro, or psych yet, but those topics are still going to be tested. So we have that at 7:30 in the morning on Friday. You can take it virtually from wherever. So very low stakes, it's really just for a benchmark. And then after that, I will officially be an M2. My school has an accelerated curriculum, so we only have a 2-week summer break, and then we're right back to it in the middle of July. I'm very excited for break and have some fun things planned, so stay tuned to see those over the next few weeks. All right, well, that is going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like below and subscribe if you want to see videos like this in the future. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.